If you're moving to the Pacific Northwest and you're trying to decide between Portland, Oregon and Vancouver, Washington, you're not alone. I get this question all the time. And in 2026, the answer is more complicated than it used to be. I'm Connor Webb, a mortgage loan originator based here in Clark County, Washington, which is the county Vancouver sits in. I help families relocate from all over the country, and I'm going to give you an honest breakdown of both sides so you can make the right decision for your situation. We're going to cover taxes, housing costs, lifestyle, and what $500,000 actually gets you on each side of the river. Let's get into it. Before we go any further, let me orient you. Portland and Vancouver are separated by the Columbia River. That's it. You can drive from downtown Vancouver to downtown Portland in about 15 minutes. They share an airport, PDX, or the Portland International, which is actually closer to Vancouver than most Portland neighborhoods. They share a job market, they share restaurants, culture, professional sports, and outdoor recreation. For all practical purposes, this is one metro area. The difference is which state you pay taxes to. And that's where things get pretty interesting. Let's start with Oregon. Oregon has no sales tax. That's the good news. The bad news is Oregon has one of the highest income tax rates in the United States. The top marginal rate is 9.9%, and it kicks in at $125,000 for single filers or $250,000 for joint filers. Most working professionals in the Portland area are paying somewhere between 8 and 10% of their income to the state, but it doesn't stop there. If you live in Multnomah County, which is where Portland sits, you also pay the Metro Supportive Housing Services Tax. That's an additional 1% on income above $125,000 for individuals or $200,000 for joint filers. And you pay the Multnomah County Preschool for all tax. That's 1.5% on income above those same thresholds, jumping to 3% on income above $250,000 for individuals or $400,000 for joint filers. And that rate is scheduled to increase by another 0.8% in 2027. Add it all up, and a high-earning household in Portland could be paying 13 to 14% of their income in state and local income taxes. Now let's talk about Washington. As of right now, Washington has no state income tax. That's been the headline for decades, and it's the reason Clark County has grown so fast. But here's what changed. In March of 2026, Washington passed Senate Bill 6346, what they're calling the millionaire's tax. If your household earns over $1 million, you now pay 9.9% on income above that threshold. For most families, this doesn't apply directly, but it signals a shift. Washington also has a capital gains tax, one of the highest estate taxes in the nation, and the third highest combined sales tax in the country, averaging 9.5%. So the honest answer in 2026 is this: Washington still has a tax advantage for most middle class and upper middle class families, but the gap is narrower than it used to be, and it may continue to shrink. If you earn $150,000 a year and live in Portland, you're paying roughly $13,000 to $15,000 in state and local income taxes. Live in Vancouver, that number drops to 0 in income tax, but you're paying more in sales tax throughout the year. For most families earning between $100,000 and $500,000, Washington still wins on taxes, but it's not the slam dunk it was 5 years ago. Let's talk about what your money actually buys. In Portland, the median home price is around $495,000 to $515,000. That gets you a 3-bedroom, 1,500 to 1,800 square foot home in a neighborhood like Woodstock, St. John's, or Foster Powell. These are established neighborhoods with character, older craftsman bungalows, tree-lined streets, good walkability. If you want newer construction or more space, you're looking at outer neighborhoods like Happy Valley, Beaverton, or Tigard, and prices climb from there. Southwest Portland, where you get views and larger lots, has a median closer to $675,000. Areas like Laurelhurst or Alameda push well past $800,000. In Vancouver, the median home price is around $480,000 to $495,000, slightly lower than Portland. But here's the difference: you get more house for the money. At $500,000 in Vancouver, you're looking at a 3 to 4 bedroom home with 1,800 to 2,200 square feet. In neighborhoods like Salmon Creek or Hazelden, you can find homes with yards, garages, and newer finishes. If you want new construction, Ridgefield and Battleground offer brand new homes in the $525,000 to $650,000 range with modern floor plans and master plan communities. And if you want upscale, Florida and Camas are comparable to Portland's nicer neighborhoods. Larger lots, top-rated schools, and medians in the $775,000 to $840,000 range. Bottom line, your dollar stretches a little further in Clark County, especially if you're looking for a newer construction or more square footage. This is where personal preference comes in. Portland is a city. It has urban density, public transit, walkable neighborhoods, and a culture built around food, coffee, beer, and art. If you want to live in a neighborhood where you can walk to restaurants, bars, and shops, Portland offers more of that. The trade-offs: traffic, property crime, and a homelessness crisis that's been well documented. Downtown Portland has struggled since the pandemic, and certain neighborhoods require more research before you buy. Vancouver is suburban. It's quieter, more spread out, and more car dependent. You're not gonna walk to a coffee shop from most neighborhoods, but you will have a bigger yard, easier parking, and lower density. The upside, lower crime rates, less congestion, and a slower pace of life. Clark County has its own restaurant scene, breweries, and outdoor access, but it's not trying to be Portland. It's its own thing. Here's the honest take. If you want urban energy and walkability, Portland wins. If you want space, quiet, and a family-oriented environment, Vancouver wins. And the good news is, you can live in Vancouver and be in Portland in 15 minutes. You get the best of both worlds. If you have kids, the schooling environment matters. Portland Public Schools has a mixed reputation. There are excellent schools, Lincoln High, Grant High, and several strong elementary options, but there's also significant variation. You need to research specific neighborhoods and lottery programs. In Clark County, the school districts are generally more consistent. Camas School District is one of the top rated in the state. Ridgefield is now close behind. Battleground and Evergreen school districts serve Vancouver and have solid options as well. For families prioritizing schools, Clark County tends to offer more predictability. So where should you buy in 2026? If you earn over $500,000 a year and you're watching Washington's tax trajectory with concern, Portland might actually make sense. Oregon's taxes are high but stable. You know what you're getting. If you earn between $100,000 and $500,000 a year and you want to keep more of your paycheck, Vancouver still wins on taxes even in 2026. If you want urban walkability, cultural density, and don't mind the trade-offs, Portland. If you want more space, newer homes, and a family-focused environment, Vancouver. And if you work remotely, Vancouver gives you the tax advantage without sacrificing access to Portland's amenities. There's no single right answer. It depends on your income, your lifestyle, and what matters most to your family. If you're trying to figure out which side of the river makes sense for you, I'd love to help. I work with out-of-state buyers every week, and I can walk through not just the mortgage side, but the full picture. Neighborhoods, commute times, tax implications, and what your budget can realistically get you. If you're interested to connect, be sure to hit the link down in the description to book a free consultation. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.